Yo, 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 what's up, beautiful soul? Um, my name is Ja Sterling. I am the Oracle. I am a spirit medium. I am a healer. And today I will be investigating a murder that happened in New Zealand. Okay? Um, a young queen from the UK, after graduating college, she decided to take trips around the world to just experience different cultures. As she did this, she found her way to New Zealand. As she was in New Zealand, she met this gentleman on Tinder who was from Australia. Um, and subsequently, um, he brutally murdered her, allegedly. But I want to tell y'all why this is alleged, okay? All right. So I want to show you guys a clip so you guys can get familiar with the case.
Did you kill Grace Mallane?
Okay. We actually don't know if she's been murdered or not yet. She may be alive and well. Okay. But she might also be dead. Okay? And it could be that you've done it.
Time ago, police held a press conference to appeal for sightings of the 22-year-old who has not been seen since 7:15 p.m. on Saturday night.
Have I been arrested for something I didn't do?
You've been arrested.
Did you kill Grace Mallane?
Okay.
Jesse Kempson, you're under arrest for the murder of Grace Mallane.
On behalf of New Zealand, I want to apologise to Grace's family. Your daughter should have been safe here, and she wasn't, and I'm sorry for that.
You have no reason to convict me. You're full of
At 21 years old, your whole life is still before you. New experiences, meeting new people, traveling. It's all there waiting to be unraveled. This is what Grace Mallane thought when she finished university in 2018. After graduating, Grace decided to take a gap year before finding a job in her field. But on December 1st, only one day before her birthday, she went on a date. Her last date. After going out for drinks with Jesse Kempson, a man she'd met on Tinder, Grace wasn't seen or heard from again. After being reported missing by her friends and family, the police began retracing her steps, and thanks to the extensive CCTV footage around the area, it was soon discovered Grace had gone back to her date's apartment, but had never left. At least, not by her own means. Jesse had disposed of her body by carrying it out of the building in a suitcase he bought that same morning. This is not a case about the dangers of women traveling solo. Neither is it a case about the dangers of meeting strangers on Tinder. It's a case about a sick individual who cut a young woman's life too short, too early. That is the only real danger in this story.
Okay. So I'm gonna show you more footage as I give you some more facts. Okay, so as I was watching this documentary, she immediately came to me. And mind you, my job is to shed light on the beast, because again, the beast is dying. So we must tackle this dysfunction and mental illness as a universe on Earth, right? Because it's causing a bruise for all of us, for all of humanity. So as you see, we have the UK, we have Australia coming to New Zealand, and the beast is using these two to bring this negative energy to New Zealand. Okay? First of all, one of the ploys of the beast is the beast of the Jezebel, sexual perversion and rape and molestation and stuff like that, right? So basically, he met her on Tinder, got her liquored up. She knew that she was gonna go upstairs with this man and do things that she probably shouldn't have been even thinking about. You don't travel by yourself to a whole country and then get drunk with some man you don't know from a whole totally different country, and then go with him to his room, that's being a little bit too friendly. Unless you got mace or you got some type of weapon, first of all. I give much respect to her, because when she came to me, she literally said, like, literally, we were having rough sex and it got out of control. Period. And she's like, I should have never went up there, and I should never even allow it to go to rough sex. You understand what I'm saying? She said this to me. Okay? So with this being said, after I show you this footage, when he went to court, he told them this happened because of rough sex, and it just got out of control. So she's drunk, way drunk, inebriated. He's drunk and inebriated. He does have past charges of like trying to be overly aggressive with women and this and woo wham, right? Okay, so my issue here is that as she came to me and she was honest about this rough sex, and he was honest to the court, right? It's hard for me to sit here and accept the fact that the courts literally are throwing him away with 17 years of a life sentence when he clearly is missing something. He clearly, he is like, what is this called? So sometimes you have partial possessions. So people are so caught up with the beast that part of them are taken over by the beast and they're straddling the fence. Okay, so he's a white collar worker during the day, and he's like this rough sex person at night when there's just no balance. So, and you know, I've seen situations, I'm gonna be completely honest, where people have been very overly aggressive. And it's not, that's just how they are, right? And I doubt for a second that she just figured out that he was aggressive when he went upstairs. You understand what I'm saying? So he literally killed her, went to go get a suitcase, rolled her out in a suitcase, went and buried her in the forest in New Zealand, and literally just, they backtracked there, went on another Tinder date in between, in the meantime, and literally just, it was just, that's a done data. And then they just traced that, they got the CCTV footage where they have cameras everywhere. So I want to bring this case to the forefront, because if you notice somebody with this Jezebel spirit, man or female, with the Jezebel spirit in men, could be aggression, could be men that's overly sexual, overly group sex, and all that other extra stuff. I mean, it's up to you what you do in your bedroom. But if it's not controlled, you're feeding the beast. It's just complete negative energy, right? But with a woman, it could be like you're condoning a man to be aggressive with you, or you're in a lesbian relationship and you're being overly aggressive. You understand what I'm saying? Some men like to get beat up. Not okay, because just like I was watching Pose, and when they gave that man them poppers, you know what I'm saying, and tied him up, and he died, and they stuck him in the same thing. They stuck him in a what they call that thing? A big old chest, and it was just put him in a closet, right? So it could go either way, but the key is not getting yourself in these situations with these Jezebel beasts. You understand what I'm saying? And I'm not saying I ain't fall victim to, back in my crazy days, I done been to these, got myself in some situations, I don't want to get into it. But it is important to control these Jezebel behaviors and imbalances, because all it takes is one time to get yourself in a situation that you cannot get yourself out of. Okay, so as me being a medium and connecting to spirit and connecting to trauma, she takes full responsibility for knowing what she was getting herself into. And unfortunately, it went the wrong way and it went overboard. Okay? So they gave this man 17 years to life. As he's in court talking about, y'all have no reason to convict me, woo wham. I feel like I was on the court side, but then I'm like, hold on, but she just told me that she takes some responsibility in this, which is a good woman to take responsibility even in death, right? So this is to bring light to the Jezebel beast, and it needs to be addressed. Okay, regardless of race, regardless of gender, regardless of what country you live in, it's going on everywhere. Okay, be careful who you marry. Be careful who you have around your kids, because you got kids being abducted, raped, molested, pedophiles. You don't know. Okay, and it's all from the Jezebel beast that's been inputted in people's flesh through just poor upbringing and poor raising. You know what I'm saying? Or enabling. Okay? So again, rest in peace, Grace Mallane, and don't get on Tinder just trying to be a thought box, you know what I'm saying? And get yourself in situations that you can't get yourself out of, because she was a very sweet girl and she didn't need to get herself in that type of situation. You know what I mean? And that goes for, you know, how many people get themselves in these type of situations. They pimp and went, all this type of crazy stuff. That's all the Jezebel beast. You understand? Human trafficking, Jezebel beast. We got to tackle this at the bud, because we need the beast to continue to die. And if we're feeding him and we're not trying to be the best version of ourselves, okay, and love on ourselves and fix these things that we know we are doing too much in. You understand what I'm saying? Choose to be celibate for 2 weeks. It's okay. You know what I'm saying? Try not to jack off for a good week. You know, I know it's hard, but you know, and I'm not saying everybody, look, I'm human too. You know what I'm saying? But you put restrictions on yourself so you can tame your flesh and center your spirit. Okay? Because you're not seeing clearly when you're not tamed, and you're not taming yourself. Okay? So, and this doesn't, again, it doesn't matter what country you're from. It don't matter your age, gender. You know what I'm saying? Raise your kids not to feed the Jezebel beast. Watch what you do around your kids. You understand what I'm saying? Watch what you introduce your children to at a young age. Okay? Because I personally have seen a lot. You know, young kids seen a stepmother with a lesbian lover, and then she want to think she a Christian years later. You feel me? I seen a lot, okay? So, you know, all that incest, I done seen incest, I done seen way too much. But anyway, we got to nip this at the bud, and it starts at home, okay? So I send love and light to all you beautiful souls. But hold on, I'm gonna show y'all.
Kept in constant contact with her.
So she sent her family a picture of a tree before she went upstairs. So let me just say, when she sent this Christmas tree, that was a way of her spiritually connecting to her family, letting them know something's about to happen and I love you. So I just want to say that as well.
Jesse seemed nervous. He gave out confused. She was reported missing. It happens tomorrow. In the elevator, using a cart to
Just him in the elevator taking a suitcase after he killed her, put her in a suitcase, right?
He then loaded the suitcases into the boot of his rented Corolla. With the car boot loaded with suitcases, Jesse went to sleep and got up early the next morning for a drive. He stopped somewhere along the way to buy a shovel, and after a few hours, he's seen at a car wash, giving the car he rented just a few hours earlier a meticulous cleaning. And after a few hours, he's seen throwing other items into a bin in the street.
So he went and buried her and the whole nine, right? But let me just say this. A crazy person, you give them a foot, they gonna take a mile. Okay? So she allowed him to partake in this rough sex, which triggered, he probably was crazy, and it triggered something crazier in him, especially with this liquor and whatever else was in his system. And so that's why she took responsibility, because, you know, even when you feel like you want some, you know, you got to, like, you feel me? But again, I give much respect to her for coming to me with much love and respect and just being like, if it is what he said it was. You know what I'm saying? Again, she gave him a foot, he took him out. So this one we have to put these restrictions, okay? So again, I send love and light to y'all. I want to show y'all some more footage. I'm about to go get me something to eat. I'm hungry. I love y'all. Listen, namaste. If you cleansings, I do cleansings, healings. I'm a spirit medium. I could connect to past loved ones. I know how to remove bad energy, curses, the whole nine. I put hands. I got healing hands. Okay? And I'm here to serve humanity as God put me here to do. Okay? Love on me, love on me. I'm going to continue to love on you. Remember, love is the only thing that combats evil. Okay? All right? And if you want some healing, just look me in my eyes and say the Lord's Prayer. And you will feel 10 times better. I promise. I love you. All right, have a beautiful night. Sleep tight. Love, love, love. Mind, body, and spirit, my babies.